What's up, everybody? I'm John Vaughn, the founder and CEO of Tier5. I'm here with my wonderful wife,
Ankita.
whatever her name is, and one of our partners, Ed, one of our favorite partners. And this is another episode of the Tier5 Partner Spotlight. And in the Tier5 Partner Spotlight, basically what we do is we spotlight our different partners so that everybody else who's not lucky enough to be part of the Tier 5 Partner Program can get an understanding of what types of partners that we have. They come from all walks of life, and you can understand why they joined the partner program, how they're actually using it to grow their business and leverage their business, and see if if it's something that would be interesting for you to join. And also, it's just a way for us to get to know our partners a little bit more and know what they do and just put them on the spotlight. So that's what this show is all about. So I'm going to let my wife introduce herself and our guest.
Hey everyone, so it's Ankita and I'm the co-founder of Tier5. So today we have this young entrepreneur, Ed Akehurst. If I pronounce your name correctly. So he is a 55 years young entrepreneur who has came a long way with his entrepreneurial journey, I believe. And he's also a great marketer and has been doing this since mid 80s. So he has in his whole life so far, he has owned and sold few businesses over the time, and now he has shifted his whole attention to provide software solutions to other businesses and help them to succeed in this software space, because he has realized how important it is to be in this software space. So Ed, welcome to this Partner Spotlight interview, and I would like you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself. What have you gone through in your life, and today, what is the reason, what are the reasons that for your success?
Okay, sounds great. Thank you. Excuse me. My name, as you already said, is Ed Akehurst. And as you already said, I've been marketing since the 80s. It was kind of funny. I went to college in 1983 for psychology and was looking at 12 years of schooling. And I took a part-time job to pay for school selling Cutco knives. And I absolutely fell in love with sales and dropped out of college and never looked back. So, it's a natural jump from sales to marketing. And just dabbled in marketing over the years and wound up just helping businesses. Back in the day, we would do print ads and things like that. Now we're on the internet. Now we have all these great software tools. When I was growing up, I had my little TRS-80 that had a cassette drive. You had to wait a half hour to put a program in. So none of the stuff we're doing today even existed back then, especially for the average person or the average business owner. So this is just fascinating to see, for me to see how everything's changed. It's exactly the same. The principles of marketing, the psychology behind marketing and all that, it's exactly the same as it was in the 80s and 90s. But we have such incredible tools now, such incredible interfaces, and we can reach so many more people at a lower cost. And so as I was working on my marketing and helping businesses reach out to their customers, I started using more and more software as we got into the 2000s, and the internet was getting big and more businesses were getting on there. My business relied more on software, and I've been marketing online full time since 2006. And about 5 years ago, I realized how much I was relying on software, and I was telling people, the business I'm working with, hey, I'm using this, go use it. But I wasn't really making money on it. I was still just selling services. And a couple of years ago, I ran into the two of you, and I started using your tools. They were great. They were fantastic for my business, for my own marketing. And then I realized, there was this partner program where I can, throw some cash at you guys, and you throw some licenses at me, and I can go sell some software. And it was a perfect fit, because I could continue doing exactly what I was doing, but I had an entirely new revenue source. Not only could I provide my services, but I could provide the software. And as time went on, I'm providing less services, or I'm outsourcing most of the services, and I'm focusing almost exclusively on the software. And For some of you watching this, you may not know, I had an idea for a software product last year. You know, my wife and I were traveling. We travel about a week every month, and well, we were until the pandemic. And all of a sudden, I'm stuck at home, right? You know, we had a nice house with a yard, and the kids moved out, and the last pet died. And we said we want to travel, so we got rid of the house and we moved into this little 2-bedroom apartment. And that's great when you're traveling, but it's not great when you're stuck in a pandemic, you know. And we were bored, you know, just like, oh, going stir crazy. And I had this software idea, so I reached out to John and Ankita, you know, to you two, and I said, here's a software idea, and you were kind enough to, you know, provide me a development team within your company, and we built this great software, and I've never looked back. You know, I want to do more and more and more and more of that. It's been life changing, literally. I had made really, really good money back in the late 90s, early 2000s, sold my company, went on the road with a blues band for a couple of years, got back into it. And I had done well, but I'm now starting to make that kind of money again. And it's because of the opportunity with you guys. You know, it's wonderful. And the opportunity is available for everybody. You know, I just started a 90-day training course for other people reselling software because I'm having such success with it. I know what I'm doing, and I know it'll work for everybody. So, you know, I'm telling people, get into Tier 5, learn what I'm doing. I'll work with you. John will work with you. Ankita will work with you. I've got a training program. Let's do this thing, you know, and help people. That's the bottom line. You know, everybody that gets our software is getting helped. You know, if they're using it, they're getting more customers. They're making their job easier, their life easier, and we make money. It's a win-win. Everybody wins. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, you know, and I think the most important is I love what I do. It's fantastic because we're helping people.
So would you say, Ed, would you say that you're making over 20K a month right now?
Oh, absolutely. On a bad month. Yeah. If I hit 20K on a month right now, I would be a little disappointed. Absolutely.
So for those of you watching at any time that aren't so hot with math skills, that's $250,000 a year. So that's $250,000 a year, pretty much, if you're making 20K a month. And that's, you know, that's a salary for a lawyer, that's a salary for a doctor, that's the professional services coming from selling software. So the reason I'm asking you this is not just to be like, oh, hey, Ed's got all this money, but I'm really curious, you know, I've got you, and you know, you're not even the partner that's actually making the most money, but you know, you're doing really well. I mean, you can live comfortably on $50,000 a year if you know how to spend your money. So if you're making $250,000 a year, you can live very comfortably. Plus, you can actually start setting up nest eggs to be able to actually retire on and not have to do anything. Now, when you're selling software, you don't really have to do much anyways because it's recurring income. But you know, looking at you and then looking at the other spectrum, just because we like to be transparent, you know, not every single one of our partners make money. Some of our partners, honestly, you know, they never make a dime. What would you say is the biggest difference between somebody like you making 20K a month and then, you know, one of my partners who just are making zero?
I think there are a lot of reasons, but to pick one that I think is probably at the top of the list, it's action taking. I think people plan and they think they're working when they're learning how to create a sales page, and they think they're working when they're reading a motivational book, and they think they're learning when they're you know, coming up with pricing for software, but they haven't actually been out there offering anyone any product to sell, so they have no way to make money. And I think, and I look at the different Tier 5 partners, the ones that are doing better than me or around where I am, or at least making some money. And the big difference I see is take action. When you have that software, go sell it, go do something, put a page up, make an offer, put a buy button up there, post a live on YouTube, post a live on Facebook, join a group, start a conversation. That's the key.
So basically you're saying, you know, some people, they spend a large amount of time with fucking Excel spreadsheets and mathematical formulas trying to figure out, well, how should I price this? What's my pricing? But then they just never send an offer to somebody that says, hey, will you pay $97 a month? Like, they never actually go out and, you know, they've changed the prices 15 times, but they've never even let a customer see the prices. And the same way with their copy, you know, they write all their copy on their funnel, and then they read it, and they're like, oh no, I don't like that, I'll change that. And they just go through the cycle of doing that, but then they never even send a customer to the funnel to see, okay, well, did they like the copy? Did they like your price point?
You know how I do my pricing? I put a sales page up, I put a price up, and I throw a lot of people to it. If nobody buys, it's too high, I lower it. If too many people buy too quickly, my price is too low, I raise it. But you don't know until you put it out there, right?
Well, it also depends. If no one buys, it doesn't necessarily mean your price is too high.
That's true.
Maybe you didn't tell them what it does. Maybe they don't actually understand
Or
why.
maybe they are not targeting the right kind of audience.
For sure.
Right. Wrong people looking at the product, sales page is bad, but
It's
as far as pricing goes, you got to just put it out there.
For sure.
Exactly.
And that's a lot better way to do it than, to spend a lot of time trying to, in your own head, trying to see, okay, well, what should I charge this? Should I charge that? Does this word work? Does it not work?
Or trying to build a perfect funnel, which does not exist, but
Right.
obviously they try to design oh, this should look good, this should look like this, and they spend so much time on building funnels and figuring out pricing and all, and then at the end of the day, they end up not making money because they haven't actually created any offers or anything for other people to buy from.
Well, some people want to build this whole ecosystem, right? They want to build,
Right.
they want to build an entire funnel out with, order bumps and upsells and downsells. They want to build this whole marketing backend and what's my retargeting ads going to look like and what is my email series. And they want to do all this before anything. And the very first step that comes is a fucking opt-in page. Okay. So if you don't collect an email address from somebody in the name, well, they can't buy a product from you. All right. If you don't get their email in the name, you never send out a fucking email because there's no one to send it to. So it's like step one, go put an opt-in, go put a wait list. Hey, shit's coming soon. If you're interested, join the wait list. Done. That takes you hardly no time. Now you can get emails. And then what ends up happening is now that you have that process, once you see, oh shit, I got 3 emails last night. Well, what emails am I going to send them? None, if you haven't created them yet. So now you have this motivation, okay, I need to, well, what are they going to buy? Nothing, because you didn't create a sales page yet, okay? So go create a sales page. Well, now someone finally bought your thing. Well, what can I upsell them to? Nothing, you didn't create an upsell. Well, now go create an upsell. And it's like, people want to get every single thing done, and then they want, okay, now I'll go launch. And for some reason, people think, hey, when I launch, I don't know about, maybe it's different. Maybe it's just because I'm not allowed on Facebook or something, but I'm pretty sure whenever you launch something, the entire fucking population doesn't get a notification that, hey, this new product launched. So it doesn't work like that. And it seems like people think that, okay, I'm going to get all this stuff together, then I'll do my launch, and then boom, everything. And it doesn't actually work like that. So I also agree. I think that's one of the biggest issues, the people, I talk to some partners and they're like, John, I'm just not making money. And then I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? Can you tell me what you've done so far? Nothing.
Yeah, or I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm going through this training.
Yeah, you get paid exactly in proportion to the effort for the most part.
Exactly.
For the most part. Absolutely.
So Ed, you mentioned that 5 years before, you have been in this marketing, digital marketing space for quite some time, but not specifically with the software space, right? You mentioned that 5 years before you just, started, you obviously got us and then you joined the partner program because you thought that you were anyways using some software for your business. And then you found it okay, you should join. So anyways, so 5 years before you started with the software space, and just a year before in 2000, I guess this is 2020, you came up with your own software idea that you wanted to build. So how did that happen? What actually, how did that idea came and how did you decide hey, I should be building this software, how it happened?
Well, it's kind of interesting because, as I mentioned earlier, we were stuck in the apartment because everything's closed during the pandemic last year. You couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't travel, even the restaurants weren't open. So we're home all the time. And I'm doing more online now. I'm home all the time. I'm doing even more online marketing and stuff than I was. And I do a lot of stuff in Messenger, as most of us do, that are out there doing sales and marketing. We do so much in Messenger now. And I found myself typing stuff over and over and over and over again. And I mentioned that to somebody and they go, oh, there's a couple of softwares that do, that'll help you with that. And I went and looked at them and they were either non-functioning or they were so outrageously expensive for what they did. It was ridiculous. And that was when I thought, wait a minute, I know these software people. We can probably do something with this. And it was almost at that exact same time, John put out a statement, hey, we can build software for people. And it was almost like fortuitous because John made that comment at the same time I was thinking, within a day of me thinking, I really need to build this. So it was meant to be. So, so we talked and you did it. And this is another thing about taking action. You get an idea. Don't just sit around and think, hey, that would be nice to build. Go find somebody like Tier5 that can build it, and do it. Put your idea into action. And, so we talked and we put it out there. I had, you quoted me a price when doing it. I had the whole project funded in 15 hours.
Wow.
The entire project funded in 15 hours.
How did you do that?
I reached out to my network of people. I mean, it's all about networking, right? We're out there, we're meeting people, we're communicating with people. We all sit behind our laptops and we look at a screen, but this is a people business. We may just not, hang out with them and put our arms around them and give them hugs and stuff, but we interact with them. And if you build a network and you operate with integrity, then you'll have a network that when something happens, you can reach out. So I just reached out to people I thought would be interested and said, hey, I'm having this software built. Here's what it's going to do. I'm looking for reseller partners. Here's the model, how it works. If you want in, here's the cost. And within 15 hours, I had the whole thing funded.
So before when you started building or started even talking about it with us, like with the development team, you had your project funded just from just by making offers to.
Correct. I had my meeting with you and John. And we laid it out and you gave me an approximate time frame. And I didn't even know the time frame because we hadn't had our development meeting yet. But you knew an approximate time frame. You knew an approximate cost. And so as soon as I hung up the phone, I started typing hung up Zoom, I started typing a thing and I had it funded within 15 hours. And then we had the development meeting the following week and I was able to tell people, okay, here's what's really happening. Here's when it's going to start. Here's when, and everybody, everybody was happy with that. But it goes back to what John was saying earlier. It's about taking action and not sitting around planning.
You didn't set up a funnel is what you're saying. Whenever you decided, okay, hey, I want to build this, you didn't go write a bunch of copy and set up a funnel and figure out your emails and retargeting campaigns and stuff.
I probably could have, because then I'd still be broken. I can whine on Facebook like everybody else does.
And you would have one less software.
Right. It really is about, John, you and Ankita offer, like white labels from time to time, and you usually limit the number of people. And I've gotten in the habit when I see them, unless with one or two very minor exceptions, where I'm like, I don't think that's for my market. I jump on every one I can because I know I can go out there. There are times we're on our meeting on the call and I buy a white label on the meeting and I have the whole thing funded. I'll type an email, send it out to my email list, put it in my Facebook groups, put it on Facebook, and I have the whole thing funded before the call's over. I mean, within an hour, it's just, you got to take the action. You don't need to build anything, but that comes from having a network. It comes from taking action and it comes from operating with integrity. So people know, hey, if this person says they're going to do it, they're going to follow through it. It may be a week, it may be a month, it may be 2 months, depending on how long that project takes to build, but it will come. And that's the key, just do it. Just do it. Good stuff.
So what are the some of the biggest struggles or challenges you have faced, like in this last 5 years, let's say, like, because you are a SaaS entrepreneur right now. So what are the challenges? What are some of the challenges that you have faced so far?
I'll tell you, it's interesting. And the person who taught me the most about this was John. And he didn't actually come out and say, fuck you, but that was basically what he said. I was looking to figure out how to do a couple of things. And John's attitude was, dude, you got Google, you got resources, go learn it. And that was when I was early on. There were some techie things that I hadn't learned yet. And that was basically what he did. And I'm like, John is absolutely right. Why am I wasting my time and his trying to figure this stuff out when I can go on YouTube and in 3 minutes from now, I can probably be doing it. And that was my biggest thing was just, we have the whole world, all this information is at our fingertips. Just use it. You know, there's nothing. I'm 55 years old. Most of the people in the software space are in their 20s and 30s. I can learn more and do more than most of them because I'm willing to do, you know, what John said, go ahead and learn it. Just learn it. The resources are there. There's no reason to, you know, and if you do need help from somebody, then you go to somebody like John and you say, I looked at this, I tried to do this, I couldn't figure it out. And then, you know, then John will be like, oh, no problem. Let me help you with that. We can get this squared away. But you know, basic stuff. So the biggest challenge, I think, for me had been getting some of that technical stuff. But once you get it, you know, you got it, and it's easier and easier and easier to learn and pick up on. I think the other big struggle for me was, you know, just throwing it out there, just, you know, just doing it. I've done like public speaking and stuff in the past. I never have a problem talking with people, but for some reason, getting live on video on social media, I had a real hard time with that. I would watch my videos. I'm going, and then I finally realized, who cares?
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't give a shit. You know, they want your software. They want to talk to you. They want to see you're a real person. They don't care if you're saying or ah or, you know, anything like that. And so that was a big one for me too. And then I realized it just doesn't matter. Just go do it. You know, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to post the time of your interview and you're going to get it wrong and you have to repost it like I did today. Who cares? So what? No big deal.
That's really a good point that you said. Like I have seen most, like, you know, most of the other people, they're just like so worried about making it a perfect shot, like when they are doing live or when they're creating videos. And most of the time they end up not even posting that because they think, oh, I was so horrible. Like even I have gone through that same stage when I started, you know, doing Facebook Live and all. I was like, oh, I'm so horrible. I can't speak. And the people are watching me. So what are they like? What are they gonna think? And I was like, then at some point in life, I was like, fuck them, you know, like let's just do it and let them see who I am. It doesn't matter, and I will improve in that way also, because the more I go live, the more I, you know, do more videos, I become more comfortable in front of camera. So yeah, I mean, I have seen people that they make a video and they make like almost 10-20 shot to make it perfect, and they put so much time, so much energy into making it perfect, which again, perfectionism is not like, it's just arbitrary thing. It's just in your mind, kind of like your insecurity, that you are insecure about yourself, how people
Right.
want to see you. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And you know, if you
And the bottom line is people don't really care if it's perfect. They'd rather see a real person. They would rather see somebody like, you know, struggling or saying or forgetting a word or redoing something that's like them than seeing some perfect thing.
You know, and if you go ask somebody for help, and that person, what they do is literally take your question and type it into Google and then basically read you the first results in Google, that person's not going to help you next time you ask for help. Correct. So there's a big difference, and this is something I notice with people all the time. It's like people misconstrue getting help with do this shit for me. So a lot of people say, hey, I need help. And what they mean is, I don't want to do this. Can you do this for me?
Exactly.
And that's not you got to understand, the person that's going to help you, they don't want to fucking do shit for you. They got a whole bunch of shit that they got to do for themselves. They probably got 20 other assholes asking them for help with shit that the only reason that they know how to do it is because they went and learned how to do it in the same fashion that you could go learn how to do it, but you don't want to learn how to do it. You just want somebody else to do it for you. So your first step, you know, your first step should never be, okay, let me ask somebody for help. Your first step should always be, let me see if I can figure this out on my own. Right. And then if you've spent a lot of time and, you know, after you've actually put in an effort, if you're like, you know, hey, I'm not figuring this out, let me ask somebody for help, then that's okay. But if you don't even make an attempt and you're just like, oh, I don't know how to do this, let me ask somebody for help, then you're going to run out of people who really feel like helping you, because they're going to be like, you know, why don't you help yourself?
And you don't learn that way anyway, like you, that was I think that was the thing you were trying to point out to me back in the beginning was, I'm not going to learn it unless I go out there and really dive into it and wrap my mind around it and just try to absorb it. If I go and do that and learn it myself, I'm going to come away with a much more profound experience and deeper understanding of what it is anyway. So yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
If we're doing calculus and you sit down and you're doing your derivatives and you're like, oh, hey, I need help with my derivatives. If I literally just walked over there and I'm like, okay, this one's this, and I start writing the answers, then you're fucked. Okay, I did all your derivatives for you. We're calling that help. Now you're going to, and that's what most people want, right? Most people, oh, I need help with my derivatives, and they just want you to come out and solve it for them. Okay, now it's solved. Now it's solved. But now you're screwed because you don't know how to fucking take a derivative. So now whenever the test comes, I can't help you there. But if you first go in and try to understand how to take that derivative and you learn, because in that process you may not understand everything, but you're going to learn something about it, right? Now whenever you come to me and say, hey, I need help, you can tell me specifically what you need help with. You can be like, okay, well, I understand that part, but this part I kind of didn't understand. And then somebody can actually make you understand that concept and you can solve your own fucking derivatives.
Right. Yeah. And then it's a beautiful thing for everybody. Right. Yep. Good stuff.
Do you have more questions?
Yeah.
On me, what's those?
You're done with your question? Okay. So I know that you mentioned that you just started your 90-day to success program. So why did you start the challenge and what actually motivated you and what are you trying to achieve from this program? And for the next 90 days, what are you trying to achieve from it?
What a fantastic question. And it ties into exactly what we've just been discussing. There were, I'm around all the software resellers. I see the resellers, we do our Tier 5 meetings every week, and I see people in the groups and I see other resellers online, whether they're with Tier 5 or some other place. I just see software resellers all the time, and I see a lot of them struggling. And I see a lot of them out there, and I can tell right away they have no idea what they're doing. They're just trying to put on, shows, and they're not going to be successful. In 3 months, they're not going to be selling software, unfortunately. So two reasons that I started it. Well, actually three, but one reason was because I was tired of seeing people, that are in the software space. They're paying their reseller fees every month, and they're not doing anything with it. They might be happy paying their money. Okay, that's great. But they would be so much happier if they were actually doing something with it and getting results. They would be happier. Their family would be happier. The people around them would be happier. So I was getting tired of seeing that. I noticed the people that asked the most questions. This is, what John was kind of talking about. The ones that were asking the most questions. I did come to that realization of what John just said. They're looking for somebody to do it. But if you're not going to do it for them and you're just going to answer a question here and there, they always come back with questions. And then you look, well, did you do what we talked about last week? And they didn't. They hadn't done it. They hadn't even thought about it. They hadn't, when they're on to the next question or they're asking the same question again a week later. And quite frankly, I got tired of dealing with that because it was frustrating, and I feel bad for them, and I don't want to get short with them, but you get tired of hearing the same thing if they're not going to take action. So I figured, all right, these people need something structured. They need something where they can be given a task with a deadline and knowing that something else is coming tomorrow, so they have to do it today, because if they don't, they're going to get behind. So so that was kind of what I did, and I also thought it would be a good revenue stream for me. And I also am, I want Tier 5 to do as well as they can. I'm an integral part of this company now. I'm relying on Tier 5, for a lot of my business, and I want you guys to be as successful as possible. And, I've even got a little equity position in the company, and I want you to be successful. Well, what's going to make you guys successful? The more successful the resellers are, they're going to stay longer. They're going to buy more stuff. They're going to convert to white labels. They may even do what I did and come to you and say, hey, build me a software, or let's partner on software, or something like that. So those are the different things. And I chose 90 days because a lot of people, the fees are usually every 30 days. And some people jump in and they want to make their money back in 30 days. And you can do that. Absolutely, it can be done, hands down. But the average person who's a little bit lazy, doesn't know what to do, wants to rely on everyone else to do stuff for them, has to break bad habits, is not going to do that in 30 days. And so I did the 90 days for two reasons. One, it sets their expectations that don't try to do this. And if you don't make your money in 30 days, you're out. You need to have a game plan, and it needs to be, you have to have a little bit longer vision. And then I also did 90 days because in 90 days, just about everyone, if they take action and if they put the effort in, are going to be in the profit within 90 days, almost everyone. So it's a good time frame, to work with. And so, we're only on, day 5. We're just getting into it. Day 4, we're posting day 5, and people are loving it, and they're having good stuff, and people are posting what they're doing. And I see people that I've watched online for a year who haven't done anything are now doing something every day. And that is exciting. That makes me happy. That's great. And I know they're going to get results by the time it's done. That's even better.
So is this going to be like some type of evergreen offer for you?
Yeah, this first one I'm working really closely with, and I'm in the group and we're doing stuff. And then once we get through our 90 days, the people in the group don't even know this yet, but once they get done in my 90 days, I'm hoping they get to the point where they want to teach people. So I'll make some kind of an affiliate offer where they can promote the course to other people. But yeah, then I'll have 2 versions of it after this. They can just do a self-paced one and watch the videos. They can buy into the course and just watch the videos and do it at their own pace. Or, I'll come back in 6 months and I'll do another live one, or maybe a combination. They can watch the videos, but once a week I'll do a live Q&A and, price it a little higher, but be a little bit more hands-on with them. So absolutely. Yes.
So right now you are going live every day in the group. That's how
I'm yes and no. I post I record a video that I put in the membership site and I put in the Facebook group, and then I'm available on live to interact and ask questions and help people and encourage them and do stuff. And then once a week on the weekends, I'm doing a Q&A that'll cover that week's topics. And we already did one last weekend. And then once a month, I'm going to do a long, as many hours as you need me to sit on, I'll sit on, and we'll cover everything that we've done over the last 4 weeks. So between the recorded sections, the interaction in the Facebook group, the weekly Q&As, and the monthly trainings, everybody should get exactly what they need.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. I hope it's going. I hope it's gonna be a good one for you. And
Thank you.
also,
So far it's going great.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
also you're gonna learn throughout the whole way as well. When you're actually helping others, you're also going to learn some other new stuff as well.
Hey, I like the 90 days thing. Really, you could join the partner program and you could make money like instantly as soon as you join if you want to. You could actually, and I've had partners do this, you could actually make money before you ever join the partner program. You could actually go and take any of the software that is in my partner program or that's in Ed's partner program, and you could literally go sell that software and make money from it before you ever join. So when I do my sales calls, this is how I explain it to people. Like, just imagine you see some little girl and she's selling lemonade for $1 a glass. She got a sign, ice cold lemonade, $1 a glass. And then you just walk a block down the fucking street and you sit there, and you don't even have to have a marker and a sign and create your own sign. You can just scream, ice cold lemonade, $3 a glass. Right? And then now you get 10 people, they come up, hey, I want some lemonade. Okay, $3. And then they give you money, and you got $30. What do? Okay, hold on, let me go get your lemonade real quick. It's in the refrigerator. And you just walk down to the little girl and say, can I have 10 glasses of lemonade? Yeah, $10. Here's your $10. She gives you glasses. You walk away with 10 glasses of lemonade and $20 in your pocket. You serve your customers. And I've had partners actually do that. And that's how they paid. That's how you actually, paid for the initial investment to actually build your software, Genius Messenger CRM. But see, the thing is, what I think, you kind of mentioned that you made it 90 days for the average person who's a little lazy. And that's the big key. I hear people all the time like, well, I don't have enough money, or I don't have the money. And I never believe that. I never believe that at all. The thing is always, you don't have the priorities. You don't actually have the real burning desire to achieve what you want. Because if you did, and I'm asking you for an hour a week, you would fucking sleep 1 hour less. You would wake your ass up one hour, and instead of, and if you're like, well, I can't go on 6 hours of sleep. Bullshit. Try it one night, and whenever you wake up after 6 hours, take a cold shower instead of a hot shower in the morning. You'll wake right the fuck up. You'll just be awake, and you'll be good. You'll never notice that you only got 6 hours. Eat while you work. Don't sit down at a dinner table and eat. Literally eat while you work. So it's like you can find the time, you can find the money. When people tell me, John, I don't have $100, I never believe that. It's like, how do you not have $100? Like you can't come up with $100. So it's really all about what people want to do. And see, that's the thing why I think a lot of people don't make money. It's because they think that they want the money, but they really don't. They think, okay, hey, I could have this, I could have that, but they really don't have the desire for it because they're not actually willing to go and sacrifice an hour of their sleep to actually, go, I need to do these 5 things on Facebook. And it's so easy. No, I don't have the time to do that. It's a lot easier to lie to yourself than it is to just be brutally honest with yourself and say, no, I don't really want that money. I'm lazy. That's why I'm broke. So everybody's liking the challenge so far?
Yes, the feedback has been phenomenal, actually. It's been really well. I've even had some people PM me and just, wow, they're blown away. So I'm pleased with the reaction and hopefully I'll keep it up.
And what do you think?
I know I will.
What do you think the most valuable thing in the partner program is?
Wow, the most valuable thing in the partner program. I think actually it's the networking. You guys have your Facebook group and you do your meeting every Friday where people can come to. And I think if people were completely in this void where they had no interaction with other people and they had these licenses, they may not know what to do, or they may be scared to do something, but they see people posting in the group, they see people joining the Friday calls, and they see people, just to talk about a couple of partners, they see people like me and Derek and Diesel and Joe and guys that are out there, making money, Mark, actually making money, making a living at this. I mean, for some of us, this is what we do, and they see it and it motivates them a little bit. And I think it keeps them doing it. So I think that's probably one of the most valuable things. I mean, obviously the fact that they can get this fantastic software at an insane price and then go sell it for whatever they want. And I literally mean that, whatever they want, because when you start talking value adds to software, the price can be whatever, it doesn't matter. The opportunity, there's no ceiling on this opportunity. It's completely unlimited, which is incredible, and people are like, oh, but I only have a few licenses. Great, go sell them and buy more. Yeah. It's unlimited, scale. So I think it's the networking. I think it's the fact that people can interact with each other. You guys are real, you're real people. You can be approached, you can. So yeah, I think that the networking, the Facebook group and the Friday calls, and the fact that they can, reach out to somebody like me or Diesel or you, if you guys aren't available. It's, of course it's probably, 3 o'clock in the morning in India there now, or 2 a.m. or something. But if somebody's asleep, there's always other people that'll help them and be there. I think there's a network of support, and I love that.
And that's what, really, that's what most entrepreneurs are missing. It's like, it's rare to have an entrepreneur couple like me. Most couples, that if there's an entrepreneur in the family, somebody's working a 9-to-5 job, somebody's in typical employment, and the other one is wasting all the money. The other one is
right.
wasting all the money. And I think, people, when they're entrepreneurs or even when they're business owners, the biggest thing that they're missing is like, well, who can I go talk to about my problems? Because typical people, like the average 9-to-5 workers, their problems are completely different. They don't, in their spare time. And if you don't believe me, go to a fucking bar. And you can go to a bar. It's like, there's different types of bars you can go to. You can go to a bar where you have average everyday people. You can go to a bar right next to a college campus. You fucking go to a bar on Wall Street. And each of those bars, the conversations you will hear are going to be different. Those guys in the college bar, they're getting drunk and they're talking about college. They're talking about, I got to learn this, I got to learn that. They're talking about their thesis. They're talking about, all the great things they want to achieve. You go to fucking Wall Street, and those dudes are getting drunk talking about, I just lost fucking $20 million in the trade today, or, I made $1 billion. I ripped this whole guy off. I don't buy these penny stocks. But they're talking about making money. And then if you go to your average everyday bar, those people are talking about who's fucking who. They're talking about how much they hate their job, but so it's like the average business owner and entrepreneur, what they're really missing is a support group or other people that they can just have because like me, I don't talk about the weather. I don't talk about who's fucking who. I don't talk about sports games because I'm not interested in any of that stuff. I'm interested in changing the world with software and making money. So those are that's what I talk about, and quantum physics. So it's like, I really believe the networking is probably the really the most, because you can't put a value on that. It's like the software we can put a value on. For you, it's over $20,000 a month for you, right? But the network and the connections, those are real people. Those are, the support. Now, how much of your journey to where you're at now has been accelerated from the people that you've actually met, right?
Right. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't even know how to quantify that. That is the key. That is absolutely the key. I'm naturally a go-getter. I'm not naturally lazy like the average person. I've been working for myself pretty much since 1983. And so I've always had to rely on myself. So I'm not super lazy, but even with that, had I been left to my own devices, I don't know where I'd be right now. I certainly wouldn't be where I am now. I probably wouldn't have built my own software thanks to you guys' help. I probably wouldn't be jumping on every single opportunity and turning each one into a profit center. I came, and that's one reason I'm trying to pay this forward. I came on to Tier 5, and it was the guys that came before me, and it was the two of you, and it was, you guys have some amazing staff. Guys like Shantanu and just the people at your company are incredible. And they're so helpful and so supportive. And if it was not for that networking, I don't know. I'd probably still be doing this, but it would be a minor part of my business, perhaps. It's huge. It's made all the difference in the world. I honestly, believe that. I think that's made all of the difference. Is the networking and the people. It's a true partnership. See, you come in these and you hear the word partner and you think, oh, they just want my money. I'm going to buy something. I'm going to get licenses. But at Tier 5, it's actually a partnership, and we look at each other like that. And when I first realized that, it blew my mind, and I leveraged it to the hilt, for my own benefit. And now I, teach other people to do that, and I help them so that they can leverage it to the hilt for their benefit. And it's just beautiful. It's a wonderful thing.
It's like marriage, if you,
Yep.
Marriage is a partnership, and the marriages that last for a long time, it's because those people are actually partners. Those people are not in it for themselves. Those people are actually partners. Now, when you see a marriage and the guy is like, okay, he's 67, she's young in her 20s, and he just wants some arm candy, or you see, some girl and she just wants somebody to buy her shit. Those marriages don't last because there's one person and they're looking to get something, but they're not looking to give anything. It's just so in that partnership, for a partnership to really be successful, and a lot of that it's funny because there's several things where they, like Anthony Morrison, he has partnered with Anthony and you can join that program and you'll never meet him, you'll never speak to him. And he's not actually going to help you. He's not going to have
right
with anything whatsoever. And there's several affiliate programs, and that's what they do. Instead of saying, hey, this is an affiliate program, they say, hey, this is a partner program. But that's not really the case. It's not really a partnership because there's no like this two-way support back and forth. And that's what our program is. That's what our program is really meant for. It's really meant to help people succeed and get a one-up.
Yeah, it's like it has to be win-win from both sides. That's what this partnership is all about. You help us, we help you.
Yep. And it's a true win-win. Absolutely. And it's funny because, like you said, you hear that from people. They call things a partnership and, okay, it's a partnership, whatever, but I like the business model. But then you come in and you do it and you realize, hey, it really is. It's not just a phrase. It's not just a word. It's reality. It's the culture. It's great. Yeah. Refreshing.
So I have one last question about, I just would like to understand or know what is your dream? Like, what do you dream about? What's your dream in your life?
Wow. That's a good one. Well, I'm going to answer that in two ways. There's something tangible that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not anywhere near being able to do it yet, but I will be someday. I want to be able to fund and have built a school for the blind. I had, when I was younger, I had a paralysis of the optic nerve. I woke up one day and couldn't see. And fortunately, it released itself and I'm fine. But I've actually experienced that, and I know what it is. So one of my, kind of philanthropic kind of things I want to do is, build a school for the blind. But as far as like, you know, future dreams and stuff like that, I want to just be at the point where I'm, I like to use the word untethered. I've got, I got my laptop here that I can, carry anywhere and I can work anywhere, but I want to really be able to do that. You know what I mean? I want to have the financial resources where, I'm not traveling one week a month. I can travel 52 weeks a year forever, and still be able to do what I want. Cause I can't see myself retire. And I did that once. I had fun. I traveled around with a blues band. It was great. We had a blast, but I need to be doing something, So, my dream is not to retire with X amount of money, but my dream is to be able to be out there enjoying what most people would consider a retirement and still be able to do what I love, but, not have the financial constraints. I'll be able to do it anywhere, anytime, any place, just be completely untethered. And, I think if I do that, it's going to be good for me. It's going to be, take care of me and my wife and what we want to do, and then I'll live my dream. But I think doing that, I can also help more people, which just starts escalating it, and then it goes to places undreamed of, So, but yeah, good question.
That's a good one. So we have one question for you from June Collier. He asked that if you are selling to a niche market, if so, is that a market that you have experience in?
That's a great question, and I'm going to preface it. I'm going to answer the question, but I want to preface it by saying June just joined our 90-day program 30 seconds before this call,
Right.
So that's in one of the trainings that you'll need to catch up on that we've already done, where we cover that. But no, you don't have to have experience in that niche. However, if you have experience in the niche, you'll probably do better. Again, what John's been talking about the whole time, it's all about networking. It's all about relating to people. And, networking, at the bottom of networking is communication. So if you have experience in a niche, the lingo, the problems, how people communicate with each other. You'll be able to talk in a solution-oriented way to those people that you may not know in another niche how they communicate. You could say the exact same words to a realtor that you say to an attorney, and one will be throwing cash at you. They can't wait enough. And the other will say, what a scam artist. I don't want anything to do with you. And that's just the language you're using because you don't understand that niche. So I think it helps if you have experience in that niche. But you know what John was saying, go Google. If you want to market to realtors, go online, go to Google and type in, what are the top 5 problems realtors experience? Well, great. Look at those problems. Does your software solve any of them? Boom. Yeah, go into the niche. Now you're good to go. Now you can communicate with them at a spot where they're going to take out their wallet and say, help me. So you don't need the experience, but I think it does help. What helps the most is, do you like the niche? Were you a realtor and you got out of real estate because you hate the industry, you can't stand it, it drives you nuts? Well, don't go do that niche. You're going to find that software does the same thing because you're dealing with the same people. So the experience sometimes is not a good idea. But you just have to, put your mind to the situation and say, is my experience in here going to be fun for me? And will it help me communicate to people? And if it will, go for it.
Yeah, I guess you have to just find a sweet spot in between what you enjoy doing, what you love doing, and what you have, like what and what you want to be known for, right? So you just have to find that sweet spot and go for that particular sweet spot, and basically that becomes your niche as well.
I think the sweet spot is your passion. I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people don't know fucking jack shit about real estate. They're not interested in real estate. They don't dream about real estate, but yet they think, oh, this is a niche where there's a lot of money. So I'm gonna go jump inside this niche. And so when money becomes your motivation, most of the time you're broke. All right. So that when money becomes your main motivation, there's two things that happen. You either are broke and unhappy, or you have money and you're unhappy. All right. So from my perspective, you shouldn't really worry about, hey, I'm going into this niche, I'm going into this niche. You should worry about following your passion and following the thing that actually makes you happy. Because if you hate real estate or you hate cryptocurrency and you're like, I'm gonna go sell to these people in cryptocurrency, I don't know shit about it, I'm not interested in learning it, then just the process of having to go after those people is going to give you a headache. You're going to hate it, and it's going to be an uphill battle. And the more that you don't make money, since you're doing the whole thing for money, the more frustrated that you're actually going to begin to get. But if you fucking love cryptocurrency and you're just reading that shit on the toilet anyways when you're pooping because you're so interested in it, well, now it's going to be so much easier for you to learn that stuff because you already have a passion in it. It's going to be so much easier for you to connect with those people because they're going to see that passion. Like whenever you guys see Ed, you see the passion that he carries with him. It's a transparent thing. It's not something that you can hide, you know? So the people actually notice this energy and they're like, man, he really just got really fucking love software, you know? And then whenever you don't make any money, which is going to be easier for you to make any money, and some people may find this vulgar, and if you do, I'm sorry. But the way you can think about it is for the average guy, sex. You know, for the average guy, if you could get a job as a porn star, fucking great. You know, like you're getting paid. But that same girl that you're gonna do the porno with, if I'm like, you know what? You just have to fuck her, but you're not going to get paid. The average, okay. Oh man, the average guy is not. Oh man, I'm not getting paid. Yeah. We're gonna. Oh, okay. So it's the same thing. It's when you're following your passions, then if you're not making that amount of money that you want, it's not devastating to you because you're so happy doing what you're doing, and then that money just follows you, right? But on the other hand, let's again say with the vulgarity for the average guy. Now, for the average guy, nothing against homosexuals because I love them, but for the average guy that's a straight guy, if I say, hey, you got to go have sex with that guy, and you're not getting paid, well, at that point you're unhappy. Now, if I'm like, well, you're going to get $50 million. For some people, they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm not really happy doing the thing, but I want the money, so I'll chase the money. But if I'm like, okay, well, you got to do it and you're not getting paid, then it's like, now you're so upset. And it's the same thing whenever you're not following your passion. So I would say, you know, forget the niche. People say there's niches and riches or riches and niches or whatever. But to me, because money is irrelevant, right? We use money, most people use money to go buy happiness. We use money to buy that happiness that we basically sold to somebody else for some money. So the real key to life is just the happiness. We're all just spending the money to actually get the happiness. So if you can follow your passion, well, then you're going to have that happiness anyways. And then that money is also going to follow you. That money is going to come. If the money doesn't come, well, it doesn't matter because you're not going to hate your life. So I would follow your passion and then find out, okay, in my passion, how can I bring in a monetization channel into my passion? For me, my passion is writing code and technology. And I've figured out, okay, well, how can I monetize it?
Sure.
Yep. Great advice.
So someone from our attendees also has asked a question. That is your 90-day program still available to join? The question is coming from Conrad. So
it is. I'll post the link here in the chat. June just came up. Well, we started Saturday. Today's Wednesday. Saturday was day 0. I called it day 0 because it was just an orientation. I just went through what you can expect of me and what I expect of the participants. So day 1 was actually Sunday. So we're still early enough in the program, excuse me, that it'll be easy for you to catch up. You'll have to put the time in and catch up, but it'll be easy to do. So yeah, absolutely. It's still available. I'm going to really skyrocket the price on this because I think the value's there, but I haven't done that yet. So that's it's kind of almost still a special. So I'll put the link in the chat area. There it is right there. There's a little 6-minute video. It's only $297. It's 99 bucks a month for 3 months. I mean, my goodness, for something that can change your life. So, so yeah, so cool. It is still available, and it's early enough that you won't miss a thing. You'll be good to go.
Okay. So do you have any questions?
I don't.
Do you want to answer any of the other attendees' questions?
I didn't see any. Oh, I saw a couple other questions.
From
One of the
students?
questions was when you put somebody in a trial and they don't even use it, do you extend the trial or do you blow them out?
That's a great question. For me, it's irrelevant because I get their credit card information up front. If somebody emails me on day 6 and says, I bought your software, my grandmom died, I had to go clean out her house, can I have another week? Damn right. I don't have a problem with that. But if somebody calls me on day 6 and goes, oh, I forgot all about it, I just remembered the email, can I get, can I get an extra trial? My answer is, you're going to be billed tomorrow. You can cancel anytime you want. Try it out. If you don't like it, cancel. And if they hit me up a day or two later, sorry, you had your week. I mean, it's clear, what you want. So there are exceptions, but for the most part, no. That's why I get credit card information up front, to avoid that kind of garbage.
Same thing with me. I do very very few free trials. So it's like right now, honestly, there's only 2 softwares that I have free trials on. One's Link Wizard and one is Genius Message. Other than that, I don't do free trials. And if you take the free trials, you're signing up. You're signing up in advance, knowing that, hey, you get so many days free trials, and after that, it auto bills. So if you use it, I mean, and if someone were to contact me, all right, and this is just where me and Ed are a little bit different. If someone were to contact me and say, you know what, John, I signed up for your free trial 6 days ago. I haven't had a chance to. I haven't had a chance to use it. Would you extend my trial? I just give them a real world scenario, and I just say, hey, if you bought hamburger 7 days ago and it expires tomorrow, would the supermarket let you take it back and get a new thing of hamburger? If you rented a car 7 days ago and you didn't drive it for the last 6 days, will they give you another 7 days free? That's what I do. I just give them, and then they answer the question themselves. Then I never have to tell them no. So I don't say no, I won't. I just ask them a question where they're going to say, no, they wouldn't. And then I just say, okay, like, okay. And then now they've understood that, no, I won't do that. But then I never have to tell them, no, I won't, because that's negative. If I tell them, no, I won't do that. But if I just say, hey, will the supermarket let you, return meat the day before it expires because you didn't cook it?
Yeah, even if you
won't.
if you take a trial subscription for, let's say, Netflix, and you don't watch it for 7 days, you don't use it for 7 days, would they give you another 7 days? If you reach back to them? No, they are not going to. They're going to be charged on the exact 7 days.
So there's another question. What do you recommend leading with, selling end user licenses or reseller licenses?
That's a great question. And I think it depends, who's your market? Who are you talking to? If you're talking to the business owner, that is the restaurant owner, next door, you want to start with an end user license. Now, if the guy loves it and gets great results and you're going to ask him for referrals, sell him reseller licenses, tell him to go hit up his restaurateur buddies, although he may not want to, because now they'll be competing with him. But, I usually start with end user licenses for businesses. But there's a whole market out there of entrepreneurs, of work-at-home moms, of people that do network marketing, of people that do multi-level marketing, of people that are looking for something to do as a side hustle. Start with a reseller license on them. They're looking for that opportunity. So create an opportunity, and the reseller licenses is the perfect opportunity. In my opinion, it's the best opportunity out there going on the internet right now. I don't think anything touches it. So if you're talking to entrepreneurs, you're talking to work-at-home moms, you're talking to the guy that I don't know, even the idiot that's collecting unemployment because he's afraid to go in and get COVID. Great, work from home. Here's a business you can do without having to be around people physically. And in those cases, start with reseller licenses. And I want to make a comment. I saw somebody online the other day they've got an opportunity. They're offering a free trial for reseller licenses. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. That's ridiculous. If it's an end user and it's a product and somebody needs to try it to make sure they like it, they want it, great. But when you're talking an opportunity, if they have no skin in the game, they're not going to work. They're going to require extra hand holding and they are going to quit, and you're wasting your time and you're wasting theirs. So, but yeah, so hopefully that answered the end user and reseller license. And John, you might have another spin on that too.
Well, it's really, I mean, it really boils down to your offer. So, for example, you can go to Walmart and you can buy a Snickers bar, okay? But you may want fucking two. So you can just grab two from the box, right? But most of the time, you're not going to go to Walmart and you're not going to find Snickers fucking taped together in packs of 3. You know, it's like you buy one, you want another one, reach in there and buy 3 more. So that offer works for somebody who needs the software. So let's say if you're selling somebody who actually needs the software, well, then you have an offer for the actual software, just like the Snickers bar. They have to first grab one Snickers bar, and then they can, oh shit, you know, I might want to eat a couple more of these. So they grab 3 more. So then in your funnel, you can upsell them. And the way that I do that is I offer a user account. And then after I offer a user account, I look at what makes the most logical sense in the progression of the user. What is the next problem that they're going to have that I'm going to, like, so to give you an example, Genius Messenger. If I'm targeting specifically Genius Messenger, well, I'm going to sell Genius Messenger, and right after Genius Messenger, I'm probably going to offer them Perfectionism. You know, it's like, hey, you want to organize your leads? Well, what if you can automatically respond to them as well? Okay. Now, after I offer them Perfectionism, I'm probably going to offer them Friend Connector and say, oh, hey, well, now that you have your leads organized, you can handle more leads. Now that you have your leads organized, now that you can actually auto respond to people who have more time, well, now you can probably use some more leads, right? You want some more leads? And then, so I'm actually solving their next logical problems. And then at the end, and then at the very end, when they're about to leave and I've solved all their individual problems, then I usually hit them as like, well, would you like to be able to add all the software that because now they've seen all the software, would you like that? And they've purchased it, so they've assigned a value to it, right? Well, would you like to buy these in bulk to distribute to your team or to be able to resell them? So, but then the other option is Sam's Club. You're not going to fucking Sam's Club to buy one Snickers bar. They don't have that option. You're going there and you're buying a box of Snickers bar, or you're buying a box of boxes. But the people, but you see the offer's different, right? The people's different. The people who are going to Walmart, they don't want a fucking box of Snickers bars. They like, oh, I need a Snickers bar. And when they get there, they might decide, okay, well, let me get 2 extra ones in case I get hungry. The person that's going to Sam's Club, he doesn't want a Snickers bar. He's not even hungry. He just knows other people like Snickers and he wants to get a box of them to be able to resell. So that's a completely different offer. And that's who Ed was talking about. You have this target market, but at that point, you have to understand at that point, in one point, you're selling the software and you're selling the function of what the software does. And after they buy that, you're offering them more. And the other offer, you're not selling the software whatsoever. Sam's Club is not selling you Snickers bar. Sam's Club is actually selling you the ability to buy Snickers bars in bulk so that you can go redistribute it and make a profit. That's what Sam's Club is selling. So your reseller offer is exactly that. You're not essentially selling the software to somebody. You're selling them an opportunity to actually earn passive revenue.
Cool. Yep. Good stuff.
So I do. He also asked, I understand correctly, you're selling the software individually or bundling them. So me, they describe me as a bipolar schizophrenic and a loose cannon. So I just do whatever the fuck I want. So I have offers. I have literally right now on the internet, I have an offer that's built 3 different ways. That's the exact same thing. It's just 3 different price points. And I have some people who are paying $7 a month for it. I have some people paying $47 a month for it. I have other people paying $97 a month for it. It's the exact same thing. I have offers where you can go through the funnel, and whenever you go through the funnel, you're getting 5 softwares packaged up in a bundle. And then I have another funnel where you're going to buy the first software, and then you're going to get upsold individual softwares. So how I do it is really, and how Ed does it, or how anybody does it, is really irrelevant. Okay, it's really irrelevant what I do. What do you want to do? You do whatever you want, and you do what works for you. So try one thing. If that works, great. Then you have 2 options. You can figure out how to make it work better, or you can leave it the fuck alone and let it work and go try to find something else that also works. Then you have 2 things that work. Or if it doesn't work, then you have two options. You can try to change it to get it to work, or you can leave it the fuck alone and leave it not working and go try to find a new thing that actually works. And that's what I do. I just keep trying stuff all the time. So I sell individual softwares and then upsell other softwares. I sell individual softwares, upsell partner programs. I actually sell partner programs, and after people sign up for the partner programs, I upsell other softwares and then upsell partner programs to those other softwares. I bundle them up. I do, and that's the beauty of the partner program. You can do whatever you want, any way you want to do it.
Absolutely.
So speaking of offers, Ed, I think we got all the questions taken care of. Did you have any offer that you want to make?
Well, the only thing I already put the link in there for the 90-day training. And I don't really need to make an offer on that, because that's at some point that's going to be, triple that price. So I think that already is a really great offer. I do want to mention to people, Tier 5 has some programs. I'm in a program of Tier 5s called, it's the Elite Partnership. And then they have a regular partnership where you can get reseller licenses. And I think it looks like Ankita just put, it's my affiliate link for that. Click that, check it out, read about it. You talk to John, see if that's something that you want to join. If it is, come on board. And check it out. If you buy this today through my affiliate link, though, and you're not in my group yet, hit me up and I'll give you some kind of little bonus on top of it for signing up for both of them today. But I really want to talk about the Elite program. John has a program that's Elite where you get, it's not just software to resell. You also get some white labels, and you're also in a group of people that are more successful than the average. And we have an extra meeting each week. Again, it's the networking, right? Some of the Elite partners I've already done partnerships with. We've gone out and done projects together. It was funny because that same partner that I did my last project with, went 50-50 with him on it. I've seen him do other ones, and mine are always funded in a day, and his are not usually funded until they go live, like John was talking about. Or Ankita said, the announcement goes, and he goes, well, how long is it going to take to fund this? I said, we'll be funded, within an hour. And it wasn't, but it was a few hours, it was just a few hours. And so it's great to partner with people and teach things and see. So that's the kind of people you'll be dealing with. So I really recommend, you can click that link there, but talk to John or Ankita or me, about the Elite program. I really think that's where it's at. If you're really looking to change course in life, if you're just looking for a little side hustle, great. The partnership's perfect. Do it. But if you're looking to make some serious money and do something big and impactful with your life, the Elite program, in my opinion, is hands down the absolute best opportunity on the internet. I haven't seen anything that even comes close to it. So literally life-changing, literally.
It's more expensive. It's more expensive. But what I've noticed is every one of my Elite partners is making a substantial amount of money. Now,
every one of them.
On the other hand, my other partners, I have partners in our normal partner program. Some of them aren't making any money, but they're not doing anything.
Right.
And the reason that they're not doing anything is because they pay $100 a month, and that $100 a month expenditure, it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't. It's not creating an uncomfortable scenario for them. They're comfortable, so it's like, oh, hey, I So like most people right now, even me, I've got probably $1,000 a month worth of subscriptions that I don't even use, right? But why don't I cancel them? Because I have another $100,000 a month of additional cash that comes in as well. So, I don't really, it doesn't hurt me. It's like, I'm not at the end of the month trying to pay my bills. Like, oh, where can I cut money from? Oh, I don't use that $7 subscription. I can cut that. At the end of the month, I have excess money. So I'm not so worried about what's happening over there. It's not making me uncomfortable. And it's the same thing that's really happening with my partners who aren't making any revenue. Their monthly partner payment, it doesn't actually make them uncomfortable. So if they don't get any return on it, okay, but maybe I'll do something next month. But what really happens, and this is how we've grown our business, the way that we've grown our business to where it is, we now have over 70 full-time employees. The way that we've grown our business is I had $1,000 worth of, and this is just an example, but I had $1,000 worth of revenue coming in, but I had $2,000 worth of expenses going out. So I really needed another $1,000 worth of revenue. So I'd work my ass off. So let me get that extra. So now I have $2,000 worth of revenue coming in, and I have $2,000 going out. Guess what I would do? I'd go hire another developer. Now I got $2,000 worth of revenue coming in, and I've got $3,000 going out. Well, now I really need to go make another $1,000. And as soon as I would make that money, okay, I'm gonna go hire somebody else. Because it made me so uncomfortable, right? I would be so uncomfortable, like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Well, am I gonna watch Netflix today? Am I going to sleep for 8 hours today, or am I gonna sleep for 2 hours today? Well, I'm gonna sleep for 2 hours today because I need to go, I'm uncomfortable. I need to make that. Now, right now I'm comfortable, which is, that's one of the reasons we just took a 15,000 square foot office, is to actually now start putting myself back in this uncomfortable position where we can scale to $1 million a month, right? So, and that's really what I've noticed. The more uncomfortable that you make yourself, if you don't believe me, just go sit around the fire. And the closer you get to the fire, the farther away you'll want to move. So if you sit where it's comfortable, then you're not really that hot. You don't have any real motivation to run around. But if I throw you in the fire, now you're uncomfortable. Now you have a lot of motivation to go run away and get back to the goal.
And there's so much truth to that. I mean, that's absolutely spot on. I had a sales job I was doing part-time back in the late 80s, and I ran into a slump. I was just in my sales manager. I went to him. He said, "You're complacent. You're content." He goes, "I'm not giving you any more sales appointments until you go buy a new car." I'm like, "I can't afford a new car. I'm in a slump. I'm not making money." He goes, "You're done. I'm not giving you any more money until you come back in the lot with a new car." And I'm like, and I trusted this guy, and I went out and I bought a new car, and I needed to pay for the damn thing. I had one of my best successful months that month, because like you said, you got that motivation there. You got that drive. You gotta take care of what you got to take care of. So
it's no different than your marriage. It's like, hey, in a marriage, if you're comfortable, you stop doing a lot of stuff for your wife, most likely, or your husband, right? But if your wife comes in and she's like, you know what, we're getting divorced, or she's like, you know what, hey, I'm gonna go have dinner with my friend Henry tonight. We're just friends. It's like, once you get uncomfortable, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna go back to the instance. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna start dating my wife again. I'm gonna start painting her toenails again. I'm gonna, write her some poems and stuff.
That's what I have to do to get my nails painted, John. Got it.
Tell Henry I said what's up. But it's like when you're in that comfortable position, that's when you don't do much. But the second your wife, you start to see she's frustrated or she's not giving it up anymore, now you're uncomfortable. Now you start to think, okay, what do I need to do? How do I make this better? And that's really what life is. So basically, if they sign up with this link that you've given them within the next 24 hours, then you're going to give them a special bonus. They don't really know what that is, but you're going to give them a special bonus that's valuable.
Yeah, and if they come into my group, if they come in on the Tier 5 partner thing, I'm going to give them some extra Genius Messenger accounts. So not only will they get whatever partner package they buy from you, they'll get extra software from me to sell. I'll give them, let's just say 5. No matter what level they come in, I'll throw an extra 5 accounts on there. If they come in the elite program in the next 24 hours, I'll give them an extra 50 Genius Messenger CRM accounts, and that'll really help them get started. So
that will pay for the entire cost of the elite program.
Absolutely, it'll pay for the whole program. Yep, and that's the point. The 5 will pay for a smaller program. The 50 will pay for the elite. Absolutely. Yep. So
I will, if they join the partner with your link. We do have some other software that's not actually included in the Tier 5 Partner Program. And there's a reason for that. Hopefully you guys understand enough about sales and marketing. If you don't, you should really join our program because you can learn all that. The reason everything's not included is because we also like to have other stuff to sell to people who buy stuff from us. So whenever you buy something from us, we also like to have other things that we can sell you so that you can buy more stuff. So there are some other softwares that aren't included in the partner program. If you sign up within the next 24 hours with the link that Ed gave you during your onboarding call, we will, because you'll get an onboarding call with us. During your onboarding call, we'll go through all those other softwares that aren't actually included and what their prices are, and then we'll give you 2 of them. So we'll just give you 2 of them for free for signing up within the next 24 hours.
Fantastic.
Or you don't have to sign up if you don't want to sign up. It's all the same. It's all the same to us, ain't it?
Would you like to?
It is. Absolutely. Yep.
Would you like to go over the partner program? Or?
Sure. So I can real quick just kind of give you, if you guys don't know what's going on because you've never seen it before, I can real quick just kind of go over our partner program. There's a link either in this chat on the Facebook Live or on the YouTube video. You can just click that link. You can go to the partner program. You can actually watch this video right here. It gives you some more in-depth information. But in a nutshell, you're going to get access to enterprise level software. So we're a professional software firm. We have over 70 full-time employees, which you'll be able to see in just a second. And you're going to get access to literally enterprise level software. You're going to get the networking. Ed actually mentioned that that's one of the most valuable things. We have, our weekly partner group. We have our weekly partner meeting. We've got over 370 Tier 5 partners now. They're business owners, they're brick and mortars, they're entrepreneurs, they're online marketers, they're digital marketers, they're average everyday people. We have a big mix of diversity from all walks of life, all different countries. So you'll be able to actually increase your network and just network with people who are on the same journey as you, which is to be their own liberator whenever it comes to financial freedom. So you'll get training and support. You'll get access to our private support group. We do have this weekly training and coaching and mentoring program every Friday. These calls are between 2 to 9 hours long. It just depends on who shows up and how much help you need. We stay until everybody says we don't need any more help. We're done. Collaborative software development. So you'll have direct access to me and Ankita and our whole engineering team, where if you need special features and functionalities in software, we listen to you, and if your feature makes sense, then we just actually build it right into the software. And you have the passive income opportunity. So this is where you can actually offer our software, sell our software for your price points. You keep 100% of the revenue. And we do have an affiliate program for the partner program that's available to partners, where if you want to promote our partner program, you can promote that as well. But that's one of the real beauties is the passive income opportunity. You can read all this information, which basically tells you why we started the Tier 5 Partner Program in the first place. You can read this information that basically tells you the main reasons that you should become a Tier 5 partner. You can take a look at our growth. This was our first year anniversary, our second year anniversary, our third year anniversary, our fourth year anniversary. And we just actually turned 5 years old at the beginning of this year. So you can kind of see our company growth, and then you can see all the softwares included. You get RoboContact, you get domain leads, you get sticky reviews, you get Magic Zap, you get Invoicing You, you get Link Wizard Genius Pages, and you get access to Chirply, which is just an amazing software. This is a software that people pay, $1,000 a month to use the software. And then you're going to get access to all these other softwares as well, the ClickFunnels Page Cloner, the Groove Page Cloner, Post Filter, Biggest Fan, Friend Connector, Post Profits, Birthday Wisher, and Engagement Monster. You'll get access to all these. These are softwares that you can use, to generate leads, to generate customers, and just grow your list and build up a list of people who can buy other stuff from you. You're also going to get a special bonus from one of our other partners, happens to be the same partner we want this call with. It's Eds Software Genius CRM. You're also going to get this software as a bonus. All right. So if you want to sign up, just actually click this information, put in your information there, and then you'll see what plans are available. Right now, we're sold out of everything other than our monthly plan. So you can sign up for the monthly plan. You're going to get 3 accounts on each software to be able to actually sell, and you'll get unlimited accounts on Post Filter and unlimited accounts on Biggest Fan. That way you can use them as lead magnets for customer acquisition products. If you don't know what those things are, I would encourage you to join the partner program just to go through the training and mentoring so that you can actually learn how to make money and how to grow your business. And then if you do sign up within the next 24 hours, the next 24 hours is going to give you until approximately, let's say 3 p.m. because it's going to take me a little bit of time to upload this video. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 6th of May. So if you've signed up anytime before that, Ed has a little special bonus for you. And then I have a special bonus that you're going to get whenever you go through our onboarding call. We'll talk to you about some of the other softwares that we have that aren't included in the partner program. And then whichever one you want, we'll hook you up with them. Okay. We'll actually do that for 2 of them. We'll hook you up with 2 of them for no extra cost. As long as you signed up before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
6th May.
Tomorrow, the 6th of May.
And you'll get 5 extra of the Genius Messenger. So instead of 3, you'll actually get 8.
And you'll get some extra accounts on Genius Messenger. And that's literally, with all that software, that is enough for you to actually attract and bring in customers from pretty much anywhere that you want and make a good amount of money and make revenue. And this opportunity not cost you whatsoever, which means you'll have people like me and Ed in your corner that every Friday we set aside pretty much our entire Friday to help you, and you'll be getting that for free. Actually, you'll be getting paid to get that. You'll be getting paid for us to actually help you grow your business.
Awesome.
So,
I think,
anything else? You think we're good?
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure, Ed.
Yeah,
It's been wonderful.
It was so good to have you on our show, and I hope you
Thank
all
you.
the success with your 90 days. 90 days
Thank you.
success to SaaS. What is the program called again? Like, what's the name?
I'm calling it 90 Days to SaaS Success.
Okay. So, I hope you all the
Yep.
success.
Thank you. Awesome.
been
It's been
great.
fun. I appreciate you having me on. This is great. This is wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. So
See you sometime
see you
soon again.
sometime. Bye, Ed.